All right, third week after Pentecost, Saturday, Romans 3:28 through 4:3, Matthew 7:24 through 8:4. Romans 3:28. Therefore we conclude that a man is justified by faith apart from the deeds of the law. Or is he the God of the Jews only? Is he not also the God of the Gentiles? Yes, of the Gentiles also, since there is one God who will justify the circumcised by faith and the uncircumcised through faith. Do we then make void the law through faith? Certainly not. On the contrary, we establish the law. What then shall we say that Abraham our father has found according to the flesh? For if Abraham was justified by works, he has something of which to boast, but not before God. For what does the Scripture say? Abraham believed God, and it was accounted to him for righteousness. Abraham believed God, and it was counted to him for righteousness. For these were the two things confusing the Jews. One, whether it was possible for men who were saved with works to be saved without them, and another, whether it was just for the uncircumcised or to enjoy the same blessings with those who had during so long a period been nurtured in the law. He does not say a Jew or one under the law, but after leading forth his discourse into a large room and opening the doors of faith to the world, he says, a man, the name uncommon to our race. Excuse me. It was as if he had said, on what basis does it then seem to you amiss that every man should be saved? Is God partial? So showing them this, that in wishing to flout the Gentiles, they were actually offering an insult to God's glory, if that is, they would not allow him to be the God of all. But if he is the God of all, then he takes care of all. And if he cares for all, then he saves all alike by faith. St. John Chrysostom, Homily 7 on Romans 3, book number 55, page 379. All right, Matthew 7:24. Therefore, whoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will like him to a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on the rock. Now everyone who hears these things of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it fell, and great was its fall. And so it was, when Jesus had ended these sayings, that the people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. When he had come down from the mountain, great multitudes followed him. And behold, a leper came and worshipped him, saying, Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean. Then Jesus put out his hand and touched him, saying, I am willing, be cleansed. And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. And Jesus said to him, see that you tell no one, but go your way, show yourself to the priest, and offer the gift that Moses commanded as a testimony to them. I will liken him to a wise man who built his house on the rock. His will is, out of things here also, to give them their fruits, and to signify how great is the strength of virtue, even in the present life. What then is this, her strength? To live in safety, not to be easily subdued by terror, to stand superior to all who despitefully use us. What can be equal to this? For this not even he who wears the diadem can provide for himself, but only the man who follows after virtue. For he alone is possessed of it in full abundance. In the ebb and flow of the things present, he enjoys a great calm. The truly marvelous thing is this, not only in fair weather, but when the storm is vehement and the turmoil great and the temptations continual, he cannot be shaken even slightly. He is expressing metaphorically the calamities and the afflictions that befall men, such as false accusations, plots, bereavements, deaths, loss of friends, vexations from strangers, all the ills in our life anyone could mention. He calls the steadfastness of his doctrine a rock, setting one above all the waves of human affairs. For he who keeps these strictly will not only have the advantage of men when they are vexing him, but even if the very devils plotting against him. The apostles too are witnesses, for when the waves of the whole world were beating against them, when both nations and princes, their own people and strangers, the evil spirits and the devil, and every engine was set in motion, they stood firmer than rock and dispersed it all. St. John Chrysostom, Homily 24 on Matthew 7:3, book number 54, page 169. I'm going to have to get some new glasses because Grandpa's going blind slowly. So pray for me, a sinner. God bless. Over and out.